All right, my friends, we got some new content. Finally, actually, I'm pretty excited about this. We got Sith Trooper announced. We've got General Hux announced. We knew they were coming, but now we have got the kit reveals. And so I'm also interested too because there was a pop-up ad for the Mandalorian in the game earlier today. And so it makes me wonder if we're going to get some Mandalorian content too. Fingers crossed. Who would not just shell out for Baby Yoda? I mean, come on. Also, we have this big announcement right here, the Galactic Legends. This is part of the Journey Guide, but just check this out. This is from CG Sven. We revealed some of the reasons why we're excited about the Journey Guide and the future events in the Cantina last week, but there is one more thing to reveal before the Journey Guide is released into the Cantina. The Journey Guide is going to introduce the newest type of character to the holotables, Galactic Legends. Galactic Legend designation will be reserved for some of the most famous and powerful characters in the galaxy, and the Journey Guide will be your path to unlocking them. We'll be sharing more about what it takes to, or what makes a Galactic Legend special and how to unlock them down the road, but for now, I have the honor of revealing the first two Galactic Legends. And boom, there we go. We got a new version of Kylo Ren, a new version of Rey. Galactic Legend Rey, Galactic Legend Kylo Ren. To avoid plot spoilers, those aren't the final in-game names. So plot spoilers. Interesting. So their names are going to be spoilers somehow. We will unveil the final names at some point following the theatrical release of Rise of Skywalker. Very interesting. Now, number one, if this is like a step up from the, we've got the Legendary event, the Hero's Journey event, the Epic Confrontation. Is this like the next iteration of that? Because they're already kind of crazy, but we've got new artwork there, and both of them look pretty sweet. And so that's a pretty big announcement. Also, just hearing that the, we've got a new name for both of them, and they don't want to reveal that because it's a plot spoiler. All right, sign me up. Let's go. So let's talk about these kits. I'm going to first talk about a Sith Trooper, then we'll talk about General Hux. So Sith Trooper is an attacker, first order Sith. And so he does get the Sith tag. I think that's it makes sense, but it's interesting. Massive AoE damage potential with Vengeant Blast ability. We've got assist first order and Sith allies when they crit or stun enemies, dispel debuffs on all First Order and Sith allies with Resurgent Power ability. And he's going to work with the General Hux lead, Kylo Ren Unmasked, First Order Stormtrooper, and First Order Executioner. So basic Sith Strike. Now notice here in this image here, we're not seeing damage numbers, but also they've got Kylo Ren unmasked in the lead, not Hux, and so it makes me wonder, okay, immediately, which lead is going to be the one we use? So basic ability, Final Text, deal physical damage to target enemy. If this attack is a critical hit, Sith Trooper gains critical hit immunity for 2 turns, okay? Special number 1, Vengeant Blast, cooldown of 3. Let's look at this animation. All right, looks like a fun AoE right there. Looks like they're chopping up some rebel scum too. And look at the background there. That looks like a new environment. I like seeing a new environment. So Final Text, deal physical damage to all enemies. This attack deals 50% more damage for each currently defeated First Order or Sith ally. Okay. And so when you got Sith, you got First Order, as they start getting taken away, you're going to deal more damage. So you're probably going to be forced to take out your Sith Trooper first. By the way, doesn't he just look good in there? This isn't rendered very well. This isn't a very clear image, but he looks pretty awesome even there. All right, special number 2, Resurgent Power. This is a cooldown of 3, and this says Final Text, dispel all debuffs on First Order and Sith allies and grant them advantage for 2 turns. If Sith Trooper already has advantage, he is called to assist. All right. There we go, and you can see that right there. Then we've got unique number 1, Emperor's Legacy. So this makes me wonder what they know about Episode 9. If this is going to be called the Emperor's Legacy. Like, these Sith Troopers are going to, I suppose, connect somehow to Emperor Palpatine. Did we just have an in-game spoiler of some kind? I don't know. but we'll have to wait and see. Only about 13 days. So this is a Zeta ability, a unique ability at the start of the battle. Sith Trooper gains advantage for 2 turns if the leader is First Order or Sith. While Sith Trooper has advantage, he has plus 50% critical damage. All right, so that guaranteed crit and the additional crit damage. Whenever another First Order or Sith ally scores a critical hit or stuns an enemy, Sith Trooper is called to assist, limit once per turn. So that's very nice. So lots of assisting. And whenever another First Order or Sith ally is defeated, the cooldown of Vengeant Blast is reset, and then Sith Trooper gains advantage for 1 turn and takes a bonus turn. And you can see this question here. Is it marquee? I am almost 99% sure this is going to be a marquee. It doesn't seem like that is confirmed in here. So now there's also this developer insight corner. I always recommend taking a look at this. I think this art just looks fantastic. I'm not going to go over all of that right now, but I would recommend you guys take a look at that. All right, let's look at Charlie Weasley. I mean, General Hux. He is dark side leader, support, First Order. A ruthless First Order support that can prevent enemies from counterattacking. Okay, and his synergies here, his highlights: dominance, status effects, prevents enemy counterattacks, and grants First Order allies 100% counter chance. Okay, so we're gonna prevent the counters and take them ourselves. The First Order will rise with the counterattacks. Gains powerful bonuses to abilities when he has advantage. Excuse me. All right, here we go. Basic commanding shot. And again, he's pictured not as the leader here. Final text, deal special damage to target enemy and gain 25% turn meter. If this attack is a critical hit, Hux gains advantage for 2 turns if they don't already have it. All right. Special number 1, Oppressive Fire. This is a cooldown of 3. There he is in the leadership spot. Hux gains 10% turn meter. If Hux has advantage, he loses it and dispels all buffs from all enemies, which can't be evaded. Then call other First Order allies to assist, dealing 25% more damage. Okay, interesting. I'm going to read this again. So if he gains the 10% turn meter, if the advantage is there, he'll lose it, dispel all buffs from all enemies, that won't be evaded, and then he'll call all First Order allies to assist, dealing 25% more damage. Woo! That's a lot to chew on. That's actually a really, really solid ability. My question is, if the advantage condition, if that applies to only the dispelling of all buffs, or if it also applies to the assist. I think it's just the dispel. So if he's got advantage, you're going to also dispel all of the buffs from enemies, and then everyone will call to assist either way, but that could be a condition of having the advantage too. So that's something to test out early on. We'll have to check out and see what that looks like. All right, special number 2, Devious Scheme. This is a cooldown of 3. Final text, dispel all debuffs on all First Order and Sith allies and grant them advantage for 2 turns. If Sith Trooper already has advantage, he is called to assist. So you got some nice little synergy there between Hux and Sith Trooper. All right, and then we got a leader and a unique number 1. Leader ability is bow to the First Order. Final text, basic attacks of the First Order allies deal 50% more damage. Interesting. That's damage on basic, 50% more for all First Order. Yeah, okay. General Hux gains dominance at the start of the encounter and at the start of each of his turns if he didn't already have it, which can't be dispelled or prevented. Dominance expires at the end of the turn whenever General Hux is critically hit. And what dominance is enemies can't counterattack. First Order allies have plus 100% counter chance and plus 50% critical damage. That looks very, very solid. The counterattack prevention is great. Giving it to yourself is great as well. I'm curious if that's going to trump Kylo Ren's lead. All of that protection regeneration makes the team very survivable. I think I'm going to try it out, obviously, as soon as this comes. We'll do a lot of testing. But I think that will be better. It's different. It's a lot different. It might make the First Order, instead of this super survivable team, it's going to be a team that will just keep coming at you, and you'll have to bow to the First Order. I think Kylo Ren Unmasked lead is also a bit outdated. We all know how to counter it now, right? Just throw JTR in there. Palpatine works very well. A couple other things work very well. It's not very hard to go through right now. And so I think this will probably be the new way that we see First Order run. But it'll depend. We'll have to see what that looks like in practice. And then we got unique number 1, Boundless Ambition. This is a Zeta. And so notably, both of these characters only have 1 Zeta. I'm okay with that. Final text. General Hux gains advantage for 2 turns at the start of each encounter. While General Hux has advantage, enemies can't gain bonus turn meter. Okay, so no bonus turn meter gain. That's very good. That nerfs JTR, I think. That's going to be tough for Palpatine. That's going to nerf kind of both of those First Order counters in some ways, at least. So very, very, very nice. And that's just the unique ability there. So that's also notable. So what do you guys think of these kits at a glance? I'm pretty happy about it. I like that it's really basic. Both of these kits did not seem overly complicated. I can see practical use for this right away. To me, I'm going to want to have both Hux and Sith Trooper to throw into my my squad. I think it's interesting that we just have 2 Sith Troopers now. So I wonder what we're going to have renamed here. Maybe they addressed that in here. Yeah, I'm just, because in the game we've got 2 Sith Troopers now. Usually there's a distinguish there, some like in parentheses or something, like Kylo Ren Unmasked versus Kylo Ren. So I'm curious to see if they're going to give something to our current Sith Trooper, or what that will look like. But overall, really happy about this. I think it looks fun. Something to spice up the game, something to spice up Grand Arena. Obviously, there's not a lot to be excited about for territory battles, in my opinion, and so something that kind of, makes Grand Arena a little more exciting, I'm all for. And it's new content from the new trilogy and Rise of Skywalker. So I'm curious to see if they're going to have anything else coming out for Rise of Skywalker soon. They did allude to that in The Road Ahead, that there would be other things that they couldn't discuss. So stay tuned for that. And then also, the last thing I just want to kind of highlight is the Sith Trooper kit having that call out to the Emperor. I really wonder what that could mean. If they're just kind of speculating, by calling it that, or if there's somehow some connection between Sith Trooper and Emperor Palpatine that we're gonna find out in this film, and CG knows about it. I do know that they're gonna have some communication with Lucasfilm, so that should be interesting. So, at any rate, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Drop a like on this video if you are excited about these characters, or if you just like the video, or if you're just a nice person. And as always, my brothers, don't forget